Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News.
Hi, Marty. I'm the real Marty Levinson. Keep on cutting.
Hello, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine.
In closing, I want to say, hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine. Thank you very much.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 224 446. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web, www.ntnm.org. Community policing we're all big on, but you know what? It's judicial season, it's political season. I want to give the candidates every last second I possibly can. Many of you in this neighborhood are going to be very familiar with my next guest, a former president of the Northtown Community Council, who the show is named after and are the original founders of the show, and somebody who's now a sitting judge, who's got very high marks from the various bar associations, very high marks, who is running for a recently open vacancy for the Court of Appeals, and that is Mat Delort. How are you?
Nice to see you, Avi.
First of all, thank you for coming. I really appreciate
Okay.
it. And we know you're off to the countywide position. You're going to the far south side afterwards.
I am. It's every night is a different visit with some very nice people out in the community.
That sounds good. Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Well, I have been on the court for 5 years now. I currently serve in the Chancery Division of the Circuit Court, where we hear a lot of complicated commercial and real estate matters. I have the opportunity this year to run for a seat on the Appellate Court, which of course is a higher court, and I am the endorsed candidate of the Cook County Democratic Party for that position.
And congratulations
Thank
on
you. I have been through the screening process for the bar associations, and I was found highly qualified by the Chicago Bar Association and the Illinois State Bar Association for the promotion to Appellate Court. And those are ratings that are very hard to get for Appellate Court, so I'm very proud to have achieved those for this year's election.
Yeah, that's unusual for most people to get when they're just running for regular judge, and they hold you to a much higher standard for appeals court.
Indeed, because the position is so much more complicated and involved. So I think one of the reasons I got the rating was because as a private attorney, I had appeared so often in the Appellate Court and Supreme Court. Probably 20 or 30 arguments in the Appellate Court. I had 6 arguments in the Illinois Supreme Court.
Wow.
And for an attorney who came, as I did, from private practice, that's a very large number. And it gives you an idea of the complexity of the cases that I worked on as a private lawyer.
You know, I actually remember reading about a couple of them because you were involved in election law.
I was.
So I remember reading one of them. It was a real, I don't remember which one, but it was a real knockout, drag-out battle.
I had many of those.
Yeah, anyway, no, so that's great. So you enjoy the judgeship?
I truly do. It's really an honor to be in public service, and that's why I made the transition from a private practice life to a judicial life. I was a successful attorney in a mid-sized firm. I was an equity partner there. I really spent most of my career representing local governments. People knew me for election law, but I was essentially a city and village attorney, helping communities solve their problems, dealing with zoning issues, prosecuting slumlords, representing police and firefighters when they were sued for things they did in their official actions. And it was really a great opportunity for me to work with a lot of communities. But I had reached the point where I wanted to move on, and I happened to be lucky enough to get a judgeship 5 years ago, and I've been serving in that position since.
Terrific. Does your experience as president of our local community council, the former Northtown Community Council, West Rogers Park, Westbridge, whatever you want to call it, did that help you at all with the townships and in talking to the community? Do you feel that's been good for you?
Oh, definitely. As president of the Northtown Community Council, I had to chair public meetings on controversial zoning issues. And when I went into private practice and sort of moved and segued over into that, I had to sit with the mayor of a particular community where we had controversial zoning issues and controversial tax issues. And same thing was true with our community college clients. and the school boards we represented. My firm represented Oakton Community College, Harper Community College, College of DuPage, very large institutions. So I essentially served as general counsel for multi-million-dollar enterprises, and in that capacity had to deal with legal issues of every nature and be able to provide good advice on them to the clients.
It's pretty impressive. I can see where you're getting all these good high grades.
Well, thank you.
So is this the, so you're, I mean, so this is the first time you're campaigning for yourself?
For a judicial office, yes. Yeah. I ran for minor things like school board in the suburbs, things like that,
okay.
But nothing quite like this.
So how are you finding it?
It's a wonderful experience. This was not something I was planning to do all year. It was an opportunity that arose because of a new vacancy on the court, and I was a standby candidate. I was literally standing by for a new vacancy. One occurred, and I was required to get the campaign up and running on very short notice.
No, that's true. You got very short notice, and as a matter of fact, that was one that was slipped in. I was so busy trying to figure out all the other races and who to invite to the show and all the rest of it. Somebody had to point out to me that you were, matter of fact, a mutual friend of ours, Jim Nally.
Yes.
You know, he pointed out, and Jim, as people know, is my co-host on the political shows we do right before the election, and you know, the live call-in shows, and one of my go-to people, and yeah, he talks to the world about you, no question about it.
And I think likewise of Jim. He's a great attorney and a good advocate for his clients. We had cases against each other, but we ended up shaking hands at the end every time.
And that's important, and people don't realize that that doesn't always happen, but that's what needs to happen, because it's not personal. I mean, you're protecting the best interests of your clients. He's protecting the best interests of his clients. And by the way, it was actually a case against Jim that I saw your name. I think the reader, Ben Jarofsky, likes to write about things like that. Yes. So I think that's where I read about it initially. So in any event, by the way, let me remind everybody too, Jewish Chicago is coming out right before the start of early voting, and it's going to be free all over the place. So from the South Loop all the way to the far northern suburbs, western suburbs, and I'm taking your time. You have a website?
I do. I have a campaign website. Actually, there are two. They're identical, but there's two addresses. So whichever one you remember better. It's either judgedelort.com, that's DELORT, judgedelort.com, or supportdelortforthecourt.com.
Oh, very classy. I like that. Okay. Maybe you should be doing a show. Well, actually, by the way, for those of you who don't know, he actually was an early person who used the facilities at Chicago Access and took a class, yes. took a whatever it was over there. But I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I want to thank you very much. I want to wish you luck in the election.
Thank you very much.
He's very highly rated, and you know, I think very highly of him myself. And anyway, at this point, good luck in the election. Good luck with the campaign.
Thank you.